We are taking a live look outside over Ball Arena and Denver. Still very dark out there, but a much warmer start to the morning than it should be this time of year. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Erica Lopez in for Corey Rose.
And I'm Jordan Chavez. Good morning, everybody. Let's get a check of that holiday forecast now with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Chris, this forecast looks anything like or anything but a Christmas forecast.
Yeah, exactly. Is it the lead up to Halloween or is it the lead up to Christmas? I mean, it's been very unusually warm. No doubt about it so far this month. If we get up to 60 degrees today, which we probably won't, but there's a chance we get there, that would be our 5th consecutive day at or above 60 degrees for us here in Denver. I don't have to tell you, that is very unusual for this time of year. What's also unusual, and this has been the story this month, yes, it's been warm in the afternoon, right? 4 straight days at 60 plus, but it's this time in the morning where it's been very unusually mild. Right now, it is 37 degrees for us in Denver. So what's the big deal? Our average low temperature, this is usually our low, is in the early morning time frame, and it's usually in the upper teens this time of year. We're about 20 degrees above that, and our average high for today is 43 degrees for us in Denver. It is currently 37, so we're much closer to our average high than we are to our average low, and that's been the case basically all month long. Look at Leadville right now, over 10,000 feet in elevation. It's December the 23rd. 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's 29 degrees up there in Leadville. I mean, this is toasty, very, very toasty stuff for December standards. Today, upper 50s for us, more clouds than sun. We will have some blips of sunshine, but similar to yesterday, we'll probably have more cloud cover, especially in the high country. High temperatures today, 30s, 40s high country, 50s on the eastern plains. Most of what we're looking at, about 15 degrees above average for the end of December. Radar right now mostly pretty quiet, but you head into the wet mountains. We're seeing a little bit of light snow above 10,000 feet there. Levita Pass might be a little slick right now, but you get up to the north and west, Utah and Idaho seeing some snow right now. That'll pull its way in our direction for tonight and early tomorrow with 1 to 4, maybe 2 to 5 inches of snow possible along and north of I-70. And those overall headlines, warm and dry for both today and tomorrow, but on Christmas Day could be a bit more active with perhaps some rain to snow for us here in the Denver area. And yes, I said the potential for snow here in Denver on Christmas night. I'll have details on that for you in just a couple minutes. I'm going to send things over to my friend Erica Lopez, who's double dipping today. You got traffic as well.
A little bit of traffic, a little bit of news today, Chris. Thank you. Right now, this is a live look from CDOT. I-70 and Havana, lanes headed toward us westbound, headed away from us eastbound. Really not looking too busy out here just yet. It's a holiday week. We've got Christmas and Hanukkah just 2 days away, so a lot of people probably already off work out here. We're seeing that reflected in our travel times as we take you over to our map. Lots of green out here at 6:02 this morning. Southbound 225 drive, 10 minutes both directions. Fantastic shape on northbound I-25 between Castle Rock and 225, only a 16-minute commute there. And then your I-25 drive, 14 minutes both ways for your downtown to DTC commute. And this morning, we're expecting another record holiday travel season. Get ready to prepare for long lines and crowds if you're going to be catching a flight out.
That's right. 9 News reporter Courtney Eames joining us live from Denver International Airport this morning. Courtney, how is it looking right now?
Hey, good morning, Jordan and Erica. Honestly, we're taking a look at right now. Only a few cars trickling through. We actually drove up through the drop-off too, and really it's easy in and out of there right now. So not a huge deal if you're driving into the airport right now. Security times are actually pretty low as well, but the busiest travel day is yet to come. DIA is expecting 83,000 people to go through TSA checkpoints this Friday, December 27th. In total, the airport anticipated 811,000 people to come through the airport from this past Thursday to this Sunday. When you do the math, it's about 8% more than this time last year. Given the expected crowds, DIA is asking people to travel smart. That includes arriving at least 2 hours before your flight to make sure you get through security on time. You can also make a free reservation up to 14 days in advance to skip the line at DIA. Den Reserve is a free service at the West Security checkpoint that you can sign up for online. It's not just the skies that will be busy though, but the roads as well. AAA projects more than 119 million people will travel at least 50 miles from their home through New Year's Day. That has the potential to make this the busiest year-end holiday travel season on record. So it's going to be busy and a little pricier to travel by car. Right now, AAA shows the current average gas price is up a bit at $2.94 per gallon. A week ago, you were paying about 8 cents less per gallon at $2.86. And a year ago, we saw the average price for regular gas coming in at $2.84. Remember, these are just averages. There are gas stations around Denver with prices below that average if you know where to go. Now let's take a look at security wait time. South Security has a 13-minute wait and West Security has a 3-minute wait for standard screening. And for all of you who used to beat the crowds by using bridge security, you can't do that anymore. That's no longer an option. DIA actually closed bridge security down earlier this month. Now you only have West and South Security to choose from. Live in Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you.
New this morning, the Colorado State Patrol cited a Lafayette police officer after troopers say they caused a crash that injured a person as well as the officer on Saturday night. So this all happened just after 6:30 on Highway 287 and West-South Boulder Road in Lafayette. According to CSP, the officer was responding to a rollover crash when they crashed into the passenger side of a Toyota Camry that was crossing the intersection. That driver was injured. The victim complained of minor injuries and declined to be taken by the ambulance. The officer was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. It's unclear how they're doing as of this morning.
Well, today, Winter Park Ski Resort is doing more test runs after a broken gondola left more than 100 people stranded over the weekend. The resort says that the lift automatically stopped when it detected a crack in a structural piece of the lift just after noon on Saturday. Roughly 150 people riding on it were lowered down by ropes over the course of about 5 hours. We talked to a few people who weren't big fans of being stranded, but seemed to get a kick out of the rescue.
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, the rescue team was really nice. I thought it was kind of fun. I thought it was like an adventure.
Yeah, it was fun. It was not scary at all, and the ski patrol did a pretty good job as well.
My claustrophobia says otherwise.
Me too,
I would have
Jordan.
not enjoyed that. Well, thankfully, nobody was hurt. After testing is complete and it's deemed safe, it will be open to the public again. Developing this morning, police in New York City have arrested a man accused of setting a woman on fire on a train. Responding officers found the woman standing inside the train car, fully engulfed in flames. They say an MTA employee used a fire extinguisher to help put out the flames, but the woman was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect was arrested at another subway station in Manhattan about 8 hours after the attack.
New this morning, President Joe Biden announced he is taking 37 people off federal death row. Instead, they'll serve life sentences behind bars without the possibility of parole. This decision will leave only 3 federal prisoners awaiting execution when President-elect Donald Trump takes office next month. The president did not commute the sentences of 3 people whose crimes included mass shootings or acts of terrorism.
It is now 6:07. We have some breaking news this morning. The House Ethics Committee found evidence that former Representative Matt Gaetz paid tens of thousands of dollars to women for sex or drugs on at least 20 occasions, including paying a 17-year-old girl for sex in 2017. Gaetz has long denied any misconduct, calling it a political witch hunt. He resigned from Congress after President-elect Trump nominated him to be Attorney General, but Gaetz ultimately withdrew his name from consideration.
A new report from Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee accuses the Supreme Court of alleged ethical lapses. They cite, for instance, not recusing themselves from cases where they had a conflict of interest and accepting gifts from influential donors. The report specifically criticizes Justice Clarence Thomas for failing to excuse himself from January 6th cases, given his wife's support of overturning the 2020 election. Then the report goes on to criticize Justice Sonia Sotomayor for hearing cases involving her book publishers. And it's unlikely the report will go any further since Republicans will take control of the Senate in January.
At his first major rally since he was reelected, President-elect Donald Trump threatened to try to take back control of the Panama Canal. Trump was the keynote speaker at Turning Point USA's America Fest convention in Arizona. He told supporters in Phoenix that the U.S. will demand the canal be returned to America if it is not managed better, claiming our country is being ripped off by Panama. The president-elect also spoke on issues he says he plans to address in his second term in office. They include immigration, the future of TikTok, the war in Ukraine, and day one plans to get transgender people out of the military and schools.
With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. Under the Trump administration, it will be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Trump also addressed critics who say he is letting Elon Musk call the shots. He called it the newest hoax and said Musk cannot become president because he wasn't born in the U.S.
Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka, says she is leaving politics with no plans to return. The 43-year-old has worked for her father since she was 23, but stopped when Trump left office after his first term as president. Sources close to Ivanka say she and her husband, Jared Kushner, are looking to live a more private life. And while she will not serve as an advisor for Trump, those close to her say she will still do some, quote, quiet investing on certain areas of interest.
And weather-wise, one thing to know about the weather, well, for today we're going to be in the upper 50s, but Christmas Day could be the most interesting day of the week for us in terms of the weather, with highs in the mid-40s for us, so a little cooler than what we've been looking at for the last little while, and maybe some rain to snow for us in the Denver area, and certainly some mountain snow likely for us on our Christmas. So I'll have details on that for you in just a couple minutes.
Chris.